What is the crack, and welcome back to another video. In this video I will be showing you guys all of the 3D prints that I've printed within a month. Yes, this is a little bit of wine. I'm having a little bit of wine because we bought it like a week ago. Forgot we opened it, and wine goes a little bit ugh if you don't drink it within a certain amount of time. So I'm gonna fucking have some of it. Okay, so I have a box here of all my bits, and I have a few little bits here beside me, and I have 3 figures behind the screen. I also have a like a statue downstairs that a little statue I did from my dad, but I'm not classing that as in this batch because this is everything I've printed with grey. So the very first thing I have here is actually the very first thing I've printed, which is just a basic bitch cube to see if my printer was actually printing. It's a cube. That's it. I have a few prints of like little swords. Like very tiny swords. I scaled it down to like 5% scale. I don't even know if you guys can see them. They're teeny tiny. Just to see how little my printer could go on detail. I made some rupees from Legend of Zelda. So now I've just literally made my monitor go from this brightness to this brightness. So hopefully you guys see that. I personally didn't, but hopefully you guys did. So now I'm just going to show you them 2 or 3 bits again, and you can hopefully see the gold on these. It's kind of hard to hold them and turn them at the same time, so I'm just going to show you them. That was a bit too high there. A little green one and a little red one. A little low poly Squirtle, which turned out cool. I have to hold him by the tail there. He's just going to fall. I can try holding him up by the feet, but little low poly Squirtle. Next one I have here is going to be a little low poly Charmander. I actually printed both of these together at the exact same time. It took I think like 53 minutes to do both of them together, so not too bad. Next thing is a little Lara Croft for Neve, low poly Lara Croft. This one took, I think, in like an hour and 10 minutes, but a little bit into the print, and we hear like a and it was actually her hand decided to pop off. You can probably see it on one side. Her hand just popped off. But again, if you have like a little statue from a distance, it looks pretty good, and you don't really notice it. Slimes from almost said Final Fantasy, but little slimes from fucking Dragon's Quest. Neve wanted these because you can do a little thingamajiggy with them.
It's really cute. I love them. Where you
can stack them. You can actually put the little like heads on them on top of the other ones and make like a little pile of them. I printed off 7 of these, so I probably won't show you guys all of them, but I did print. Yeah, they're exactly the same except for one doesn't have the little hole in the bottom because I did it with support on, and it just
we couldn't get it out.
And we're gonna get that bitch back up. Next 2 things I have here are the Triforce painted with kind of like a chalky paint, which really didn't turn out the Joe best, but it turned out good enough to where like on camera it looks fucking cool, but in person it has like a weird chalky feel. I'm not a huge person of chalk, so chalk really annoys me. I'm not a huge person. I'm not a huge fan. I realized once I heard Neve giggle. This gold that I made the rupee with was like a pre-painted gold. It was like it came out of a carton. It's a lot more yellowier in real life, but this gold I actually mixed myself, and hopefully it looks a bit better. In person it looks like actual gold, except for the bottom, because I didn't do the bottom because it was going to be standing up. You're never going to see it. A little chocobo from Final Fantasy. This one was a bitch, dude. This one is,
it broke like 400 times.
This one is all one piece, so that's why it was a bitch to get the supports off. If there is any of them where we had to glue or put together, I'll tell you, but not a lot of them are. Pathfinder from Apex Legends. It's pretty cool, I think. This one took like 43 minutes or something. It was quite fast to do. I actually done this while I was doing an Apex Legends stream. Kind of tempted to doing like a 4 or 5 inch one, like just a big massive one, and just having it as a little side piece. He's printing a little baby Yoda, so I was like, fuck it, I'll do a little baby Yoda. I went way beyond a little. This actually had a little stand. I think it said like use the force or some shit. I edited the stand off, and he was originally meant to be around the size of my head. So yeah, I really scaled that bitch down. So I'm surprised my printer even got to do that detail. A little Togepi. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but the Togepi turned out fucking sick. I love the Togepi. I actually printed off 2 Togepis, one for me and one for Neve. But Togepi turned out fucking deadly. Might paint that. If you guys want any like 3D painting videos, let me know. I'm not a huge painter, but I will be learning how to get into it because all this shit I'd like to make cool little side pieces just for like on shelves and stuff. Lapras. This Lapras was originally probably like the size of a PlayStation 4 controller. So like I really scaled her down to be able to fit on like a thumbstick. Like she's tiny, but it was huge. So I scaled that down quite a bit. I can't remember what scale I did. I think this took. I like making prints around an hour, just to see how they turn out, and then if I like them, I'll oof them up a bit. Once I got my printer back working, my printer kind of went a bit fucky uppy. A week after getting it, and it was because I changed the Z-axis, like Z-hopper or some shit. I changed some setting to be like 3 mil off the table, or off the bed, rather than being 0. So this was the first print I did when I got it back working, and it was a little Skyrim helmet. You can see there's a few problems where the nose didn't really 100% connect, and you can probably see right here at the very back there's like a rip. But I kind of like it because it makes it look like it was Battle War damage, and it kind of like broke up over time and stuff like that. So yeah, it turned out pretty cool in my book. I like it. And now I have a box of all bits that I've done. So I'll try fly through these as fast as I can. Grip for my Joy-Cons so I can actually hold them. These ones are a bit weird because you have like the curve, so they don't go into the official like grip they give you. So I was like, fuck it, I'll make my own. This was the very first print I printed where I didn't hound my printer and stare at it for it until it was done. I probably should have, because it got 88% in and it failed. But it got enough to where it can hold them. It printed the Switch logo and everything. The only thing it didn't do was probably just the top layer, but the Joy-Cons, they slot in perfectly fine. As you can see, I just took it off. I just literally slot it back in. Slot it back in. You get to the top and it has like a little, you can probably hear it. You probably can't hear it, no. It has like a little latch in the fucking plastic somehow. I don't know how they designed it to do that. But you get to a certain point and it just kind of clicks. That time it's not clicking, it's just making a weird scraping noise. But you normally can hear it. But again, I printed it. I think this was originally going to take 2 hours. I think it got like 1 hour and 40 minutes in, and then that's when I kind of went a little bit haywire. The next thing I have is the next Switch 3D printed thing, which this one I printed flawlessly. This was the longest print I did. For like the first week or two, this was like 1 hour and 16 minutes. This one works fine. It's just I need to get a little bit of sandpaper in and like file in them little grooves. You probably can't see it, but there's like really fine grooves in there, and it doesn't go in. You can get it in, but if you're really fucking force it, and I don't want to snap this or snap the Joy-Cons, so I didn't. I made little thumb grips. I think I made 3 of these, and these just literally go over your the thumb grips on your Joy-Con yokes. Literally just pop right on, pop right back off. And they're handy if you just want that little bit of extra height. It's deadly. I saw this and I was like, that looks fucking cool as shit. I'm gonna make my own. And I made my own that turns it into a arcade stick, which I thought was fucking sick. It's the first print I ever did where I actually modeled something, designed it, and threw together. I don't know if you can see it well enough, but on this guy's original one, it has like a dip, like it's a concave, where I went into this one and made it flat. So it kind of holds the ball a bit better. The ball and this are actually 2 separate pieces that just pop on and off. When I originally did it, they didn't go together, so I had to take the edge of this and put it into a little pencil pair, and then yeah, just tinned it out a bit, and bada bing bada boom, worked. what else did I do? Actually, I made a first ball before that, and I made it kind of like a low poly hexagonal kind of with all like rough edges to it, which feels a lot nicer. But it didn't fucking, the hole on that one was just way too small. This I believe was our second print we ever did. The Mario question cube block. I don't know how well you guys are gonna see the question. There you go, you can kind of see it on that. I went to paint this one day. This was actually the first thing I tried to paint, and I was shit, so I just wiped it off and kept it as the basic bitch. Gengar or Hunter, or it's one of the bitches. I always fucking get them wrong. I think it's Hunter, and he turned out fucking cool as shit. But I accidentally broke his arm on the other side. Fucking this side here. No, this side here. As you can see, and my dumbass, when I broke it, didn't notice I broke it and threw the plastic away, so I couldn't fucking put it back together. Every single thing I've broke, you can easily just glue back together. It literally goes back together so smooth. It's fine, but yeah, I couldn't find the arm of this, and I couldn't justify printing another one just because his hand was broke. And I did go through 20 or 30 attempts of reprinting hands. There's a hand here, you probably can't even see it, at different scales. I went into Blender and chopped off his hand and then printed them at all multiple different scales. None of them looked or went on exactly the same way, and so it's just like, fuck it, I'll just keep them without a hand. So not in any particular order. I made a D-pad for the Switch. You put this over the buttons, and it turns your circle buttons into a D-pad. I don't think it really fits on the Joe Best in my opinion. Next thing I 3D printed was a little poop emoji keyring thing. My sister wanted a poop emoji thing. I was like, fuck it, there you go, Merry Christmas. I designed a little, I took the 8-bit Mario, brought it into Blender, traced it, and 3D printed it. Also, this is, as you can see, this is a very, very thin version. I made a bulkier version. I just extruded it a bit, and yeah, it looks deadly. I actually want to make like a foot high one of these and have lights in it, and have it when you press the button, it'll do like the star music, and it'll kind of just flash rainbow colors, which I think will look very fucking cool. I printed this, and at the time I didn't notice that I didn't know they should only print detail height wise, not fucking like, you shouldn't print detail going across. You should try print it going up. So I made the coin from Skyrim, which you probably can't even tell. The detail on it turned out fucking amazing. The only way you'll really see it is if I kind of have it in the shadow. But it turned out really fucking cool. The Tiber Septum, whatever they're called. But it just, I didn't know I should have printed it up the way. Same with this. I made a Skyrim guitar pick, which turned out fucking sick. I scaled that up a little bit, and the detail looks fucking amazing. I think this is at 1.5 scale from the original. It turned out really good. I looked up a lot on anime stuff. Wasn't really a lot. One of them that did pop up though was a little cute no face from fucking Spirited Away. Couldn't think of the name there for a split second, but it's really fucking cute. I like this. Hopefully you guys can see the detail. I'm trying to move it around so you can. I do need a better camera, I do know, but I don't know any good camera brands. So if you have a cheap, well-known good camera webcam that print ran on me, let me know. The next thing I did was probably the first jewelry piece I did. Is a Night in the Woods ring, which is fucking cool as shit. It actually fits. It fits my baby finger really fucking cool. I wouldn't personally wear it. I just printed it to see how it would print jewelry. And yeah, that took I think like 18 minutes. That was a very fast print for how well it turned out. Boom. A little bullet. I just printed I think it was a 5.56. I don't know if you would call that caliber or whatever, but it's 5.56. Then I printed the same bullet at 1.5 scale. You can see the difference. It's fucking massive. I really like how they turned out, but again, they're really light. And one of my, I think it was like my third or fourth prints was a scraper to get prints off the bed, but I didn't know back then that you had to let the fucking shit cool, and I tried to take it off and it curled and it stayed like permanently. I could take a lighter to it and flatten it, but I haven't really just gone around to it. I got a proper scraper anyway, so I don't need to. Next thing I did was the dog tag from not Stranger Things, fucking Death Stranding. Couldn't think of the name there. The thing that Norman Penis wears around his neck. This is at like 75% scale, so it should be a little bit bigger, but it looks good, so I'm happy with it. Let's show you the Mario pipe. People in the stream are saying print a Mario pipe. I did print it. Turned out pretty cool. It actually left. I'll actually just show you guys that for like another second or so. It actually left like just a ring of filament that had to use for support. So I might make something out of it. I'll turn it into something down the line. Next thing is I'm going to show you guys 3 Pokemon real quick. A little low poly Snorlax, which turned out fucking cool as shit in my opinion. Looking like a chubby Batman up in his bitch. Next one is, which one actually turned out really good as well. Ditto. Not Ditto. I always say fucking Ditto. Diglett. Ugh. In my head I was like, don't say the name wrong. Don't say the name wrong. I did a little fucking Diglett, which turned out fucking sick. And next is an actual Ditto. The Ditto turned out fucking amazing. It was the first print I did that was like curvy and like just wasn't so jagged and circular, or not so circular, like it wasn't so cubey and stuff. And this is so fucking smooth. Like there is no sharp edges to this whatsoever. It feels so cool to just like hold in your hand. Next one is a 3D poop emoji. My sister was like, I wanted a 3D one, not a 2D one. So I did a little 3D poop emoji. It actually is a pencil topper. You put it on the top of your pencil, which is pretty cool.
You still haven't given it to her yet?
No. And I made 2 of these, which is a Manticore or something. Mythosaur keychain. It actually goes around, or like a necklace. You can kind of see the hole there. But this turned out fucking sick. This was one of my very first prints. This was, I think, like my 5th or 6th, or probably even my 4th or 5th. It was really fucking early. This detail turned out so cool. I actually made Neve one first, and then after Neve's one turned out so good, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make one myself. And yeah, it turned out sick. I have 4 or 5 more things to show you guys, and then this video is done. So sorry it's been so long. Thank you everyone for sticking around until now. If you haven't yet, please give the video a thumbs up, and maybe share it to some 3D printing friends you might think would be enjoying this. Also, let me know what has been your best print so far before you see these other cool shit. I didn't think he'd turn out so good. I actually might just paint them jet black and show you guys in like the next video. 3 or 4 pieces. It is a little Hollow Knight statue, which turned out fucking amazing in my opinion. I'm not a huge like you can actually hold it around my finger. I didn't notice that. Doing that, I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Let's fucking print the big bitch. Let's print the big one. So I printed a fucking mega version and painted it. So like you can probably hit something just there. Don't know what I hit, but I hit something. You can see the height difference. They're huge. And I even modeled and designed a little fucking platform that he can kind of stand on, which has his name written in it, but the writing didn't turn out the job best, to be honest. So we won't talk about that. But this turned out fucking deadly. I think his body is right here, like the bottom piece. This cape is a separate piece that attaches on, and then the head attaches on over that. But the and then the sword. The sword was 16 minutes, I believe. The body was 58. The cape was an hour. No, sorry. The body was. I did the body and the sword together, and it was an hour and 13. I did the cape. The cape was an hour and 19, and then the head was 3 hours and like 10 minutes. The tracer from Overwatch print, which is fucking amazing detail for how small it is. I had 2 or 3 problems with the print. Problem 1, the feet didn't go into the stand, so I just blue tacked it on. You can probably see here there's a gap over there. where it didn't fully align up, so I just blue tacked it in. The first foot did, but the second foot didn't for some reason. Second problem, the head actually didn't attach. There was no hole in the body for some reason. I don't know if that was just my printer settings or what. But I used a small little bit of blue tack, and it kind of looks like she's wearing a scarf because of it. But it turned out good. My camera just doesn't want to kind of show the quality. And second problem was, or the third problem, the arms didn't have holes, or the arms didn't want to attach. So again, I used a smidgel of blue tack, and that just fixed it fast. Me and Eve both said it, but it is probably one of the nicest aces we've ever printed. Look at that booty. Also, they can see you, Eve. Look at that booty.
Sorry. How far was I in it?
I don't know, but they could see you. But yeah, that is everything. That has been a long video. So I will chopple everything down as much as I could. What are you doing? You popped in there again, didn't you?
No.
You did something. I know you did. But I will.
That's what I did.
I thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay indoors with this coronavirus shit. All that stuff. Make sure you fix your hair before you do videos, so you don't look like a dumbass like me and have hair all over the shop. That doesn't want to fucking stay down. But yeah. Hopefully I've been in sync. I don't believe I have, but thank you guys so much. Hope to see you guys in another video real fucking soon. Bye. Bye.